Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined through audio by my good friend Miguda. Miguda Barigani.
Niko salama kakangu, ujambo?
Ujambo, uko salama?
Niko salama,
Mhm.
niko mtaani
Eh,
na shughuli tu.
sikupati. Au,
Unanipata?
nakupata. Unasema ulikuwa unafanya nini baba?
Nasema niko mtaani, mashughuli tu hapa na pale, kupambana na
Okay.
hali ya maisha kama Mkenya wa kawaida.
Ah, hiyo ni mzuri. Mimi pia niko kama umesema hivyo, Mkenya wa kawaida. Mimi pia ni kupambana na hali ya maisha, jinsi ya kutafuta. Na hiyo ndio sana sana kawaida ya maisha. Maisha lazima upambane, si ndio?
Hiyo ndio maisha, lazima utafute riziki.
Okay. Leo pia nilikuwa nafuatilia tu mambo ya siasa kidogo ya Tanzania, na leo hii chama cha Chadema ambaye ni chama cha upinzani leo wanafanya um, uchaguzi wa kuchagua yule atakaye peperusha bendera ya Chadema katika uchaguzi ambayo inakuja, na ushindani ni kati ya Freeman Mbowe na Tundu Lissu. Sasa tutaisubiri tuone nani atapatiwa nafasi na watu wa Chadema, ama wanachama wa Chadema watapatiana nani nafasi kupeperusha hiyo bendera, na hapo ndio sasa tutajua ni nani atamenyana na rais wa saizi Mheshimiwa Suluhu Hassan, ambao wao pia wako na mchakato ambao labda walifanya jana Dodoma, juzi kama si jana Dodoma, ya kuchagua mwenyekiti na wanachama. So Tanzania, jirani wetu, wako katika msimu wa siasa, na na mimi kwa maoni yangu naona kwamba Chadema bado hawezi shinda CCM, kwa sababu CCM inapigiwa upato na asilimia kubwa ya watu wa Tanzania. Labda wewe unaweza sema vipi?
Nasema kuna mkutano leo kati ya Freeman Mbowe na mwenzake Tundu Lissu,
Yeah.
au ambao ni wagombea katika chama cha Chadema. Kwa
Mm.
maoni yangu, chama cha Chadema wako na haki ya kuchagua yule ambaye atapeperusha hii bendera yao kwenda kumenyana na aliyekuwa rais wa saa hii Mama
Mhm.
Samia Suluhu.
Mm.
Na kwa maoni yangu, vile naiona, katika vile nimeshinda nikisemanga hapa, Chama cha Mapinduzi ni chama cha ambaye iliongoza Watanzania kupata uhuru, na ni chama ambaye marais wameshaitumia kufanya kazi katika nchini Tanzania, na bado vile ile msingi ya hiyo chama ni ile ya walipata nayo uhuru, na hiyo chama imekaa kwa miaka nyingi sana, na nisioni kama hii chama cha Chadema inaweza itoa hawa kwa uongozoni, na vile saizi wako na Rais Samia Suluhu, na watu wengi katika nchi jirani ni wafuasi wa Chama cha Mapinduzi, hiyo chama cha Mwalimu Julius Nyerere na wenzake walioanzisha uhuru wa Tanzania. Kwa maoni yangu, nataka tu kuona yule ambaye atachaguliwa na chama cha Chadema kwenda kumenyana na Samia Suluhu, lakini naona kama Samia Suluhu bado atakuwa rais, anaenda kuchukua hiyo amu yake ya pili.
Okay, sawa. Unajua, kuna wakati ambapo hata wanasiasa walikuwa nadhania ni kwamba chama cha Chadema walikuwa wanaweza shinda chama cha CCM, na hii ilitokana wakati Luasa ambaye pia ni marehemu kwa saizi alikuwa katika chama cha CCM, lakini wakati ambapo Magufuli alipatiwa ah, idhini ya kuongoza chama cha ah, CCM kwa katika uchaguzi wa kwanza ya Magufuli, Lowassa aliona kwamba alichezewa shere, so ikabidi akahamia Chadema na akapatiwa kama mgombea. na ukiangalia wakati hiyo siasa ilikuwa imechemka sana, lakini mwishowe aliyekuwa rais ambao pia ni marehemu kwa saizi Magufuli alimshinda Lowassa. Baadaye Lowassa akarudi tena CCM, na hapo ndio wakati alikuwa aliaga kama mwanachama wa CCM. So mimi nakubaliana na wewe asilimia kubwa sana kwamba hata kama ikuwe Freeman Mbowe ama ikuwe Tundu Lissu, itakuwa ni vigumu sana kushinda Mama Samia, kwa sababu asilimia kubwa ya watu ambao wako na ushawishi sana Tanzania ni watu wa CCM. Ukiona watu kama Diamond, Rayvanny, Harmonize, Doto Magari, Baba Levo, Mwijaku, hao wote ambao ni ma-influencers kubwa kubwa ambao wako na wafuasi wakubwa katika mtandaoni, hata pia ushawishi mkubwa katika Tanzania, ni watu ambao wanapigia upato Mama Suluhu Hassan. So unapata ni vigumu sana, itakuwa ni vigumu sana Chadema kushinda CCM. Hiyo nakubaliana na wewe asilimia 100.
Hiyo ni ukweli kabisa. Nikiongeza tu kidogo,
Yeah.
Chama cha Mapinduzi ni muhimu sana, ndiposa unapata aliyekuwa rais wa Tanzania hayati Magufuli
Mm.
ilimbidi atumie Chama cha Mapinduzi ili akuwe rais wa Tanzania.
Mhm.
Hiyo ndio maana Lowassa alipoteza juu ya chama, si
Yeah.
Lowassa. Yeye alikuwa anapendwa na watu, na
Yeah.
vile alitoka kwa hiyo chama akaenda kwa chama cha Chadema, hapo ndio alipoteza watu, na Magufuli alichaguliwa kama rais wa Tanzania. Naweza sema Chama cha Mapinduzi ni kama chama cha ANC huko Afrika Kusini.
Mm.
Ili kuwe rais, kuangia rais sana, unafaa kuingia kwa chama cha ANC, alafu piganie ukuwe kiongozi wa hiyo chama kama party leader. Kwa kiongozi yule mwenye anaongoza akiondoka tu hivi, unaingia kama rais. Vile vile hiyo ni ishara ya kwamba unapata kwamba mambo na chama ni muhimu sana. Mtu lazima kuwe na chama, na kuna zile chama ambazo ziko na msingi ambayo wananchi wanaziamini. Ukipigania kupitia hizo chama unaweza pata kiongozi, unaweza pata uongozi wa hiyo nchi. Ndio basi tunasema hata hapa nchini kuna zile chama zimekaa sana, kama chama cha ODM hazifai kuvunjwa kulingana na mikakati ya siasa wa kisasa.
Unajua, umezungumzia jambo ambalo ni muhimu sana. Umesema ikuwe na msingi, na ukiangalia chama cha CCM, ina wenyewe na si asiti ni chama cha inchi, na kuna wale maviongozi ambao wanaifanyia kazi. Unapata kuwa hata kupata mtu yote kugombea uraisi, lazima kuna mchakato ambao lazima wapitie, yeah? Ambapo huwezi sema kwamba leo ukiongelea mambo ya CCM utakuwa unaongelea Mama Suluhu Hassan. Unapata kwamba chama cha CCM itabaki kuwa chama cha CCM. Hakutakuwa na mtu ambao kuitwa kwamba hii chama ni cha Mama Suluhu. Siku ile Suluhu atamaliza mula wake wa kuongoza, ataenda tu na kuna mwingine pia ataingia ndani. Ukilinganisha sana chama cha CCM na vyama vyetu ambazo sisi tuko nazo nchini Kenya, kuna utofauti mkubwa sana, kwa sababu chama zetu ni kama za watu binafsi, na ndio maana unapata kama juzi uliona Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi alivunja chama chake, na UDA pia tukasema kwamba hawakuvunja, but ni kama walibadilisha tu jina na ikaenda wakakuja wakaungana wakaleta jina mpya. So hiyo ndio tena, maybe saa zingine pia ukitaka kuangalia vyama vyetu za Kenya ni vyama ambao zinabadilisha majina kulingana na mfumo ambao inatokea. Kama tukianza kumbuka wakati Rais William Ruto na Uhuru Kenyatta walikuwa wanakuja yani walikuwa wanaingia katika serikali yao ya kwanza, ile wakati walikuwa wanafanya kampeni, walikuwa na TNA na URP. Wakakuja wakaungana. Baadaye wakakuja wakavunja hizo vyama vyao wakatengeneza Jubilee. Na saa hizi ukiangalia kwa undani sana, Jubilee haina ushawishi mkubwa kama wakati ambao iliundwa ama kama wakati Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta na William Ruto walivunja vyama vyao za binafsi wakakuja na Jubilee. Yeah. Ukapata Jubilee ikawa kuwa na mashida, William Ruto akatoka akapata UDA. Na sasa unapata UDA tena ndio hiyo tena inakufa, inakuja na United Democratic Alliance Party. Yeah. So unapata Tanzania wamehakikisha kuwa vyama vyao vinabaki jinsi vilivyo. Ukiangalia hata ACT ya Zitto Kabwe, hakuna siku itabadilisha jina lake. I mean, hakuna siku yenye itabadilisha ama ikue inaingia katika muungano na CCM na wavunje waseme kwamba saa hizi ACT haitakuwa haitakuwa chama, mimi sasa nimejiungana na CCM. Zitabaki kuwa hivyo hivyo. So hiyo ndio labda kwa nchi yetu ndio kitu ambacho tunaona. Hello Miguda, unanisikiza kweli? Okay, asante sana Miguda. Ni kama Miguda amepotea kidogo. Thank you so much everyone and I hope you are doing good. We were just talking about the politics of Tanzania because we know they are headed into the general election and we are trying to look at the upinzani, like the opposition party, Chadema. Today they were electing or they were voting for somebody who is going to be the flag bearer of Chadema, and the competition is between Freeman Boy and Chindilisu, I think so. And for CCM, is going to be the president, Suluhu Hassan. Thank you so much. Good, are you back? Okay, thank you so much. And today we want to look at what happened yesterday. And as you know, yesterday President was in Kakamega County and still touring the western part of the country. I think tomorrow he will be in Vihiga, going to Luanda to launch a market in Luanda that will be used by the residents of Luanda to do their business. It's good. That is going to be tour that is happening. But as I know, things like markets, these are devolved functions that should be done by the county government and maybe the national government is playing part by uh, giving some money to assist with the construction. So president will be there and he will be launching that Luanda market in Vihiga County. So we will be looking into that. And this is the development tour for Western Kenya that president is touring. So many developments and promises has been made. Yesterday he was in Mumias, where things Peter Salasya came out and advised Mr. President that, Mr. President, would you mind employing me to be one of your advisors, because the people who are advising you, they don't tell you the truth. And that one maybe did not go well with some of the president allies. So that is something that's also we'll be looking for and we'll be discussing about that. Another thing that also we'll be looking for is about, I don't know whether you saw the president. There's a video going around about the president was cutting sugarcane. You know, alienda hapo akaungana na wale mandugu zetu ambao wanakata miwa, na si mara ya kwanza tunaona kitu kama hichi kinafanyika. Kama we ni mtu ambaye labda nafuatilia sana marais wa Afrika sana sana za kwetu, hata juzi niliona rais wa Tanzania Mheshimiwa Yoweri Kaguta Museveni alikuwa ameenda katika shamba lake akakata ile ndizi ambayo labda ilikuwa ishakomaa na watu wakampigia makofi. Jana pia rais wetu alifanya hivyo. So Sijui kama we mwananchi inakuonesha nini ama inatuma picha gani? Na jana alikuwa na alikuwa na hello? Miguda, just let me know if my mic is not working. Let me know if my mic is not working, so I might correct it or, let me see. Yeah, I think my mic is okay. I think, Miguda, how are you doing? Ni kama Miguda ametoroka kidogo. Mhm. Let me see. Judith, asante sana kwa kuungana na sisi. Tunashukuru sana. Hebu niambieni kama sauti yangu ama tuseme kwamba volume in English iko sawa? Mm. Am I audible? Kwa sababu labda ni kama tuko na shida kidogo na mtandao kama shida. So just let me know if you're in the comment section, so that I know, so that I can fix if my volume and the sound system it's audible. Thank you so much. That's okay. That is what I wanted to know from you. Thank you so much for letting me know. So now there are some issues that Peter Salasya raised. One of them was about the bonus that were given to farmers. And Peter Salasya was asking the president, where is that bonus coming from? Is it coming from the exchequer or is coming from the company? And that is very, very um, good question to ask, because, as you know, for the bonuses to be paid, at least you have to know the source. As a member of parliament, that is now what we call oversight. And you have to know, because if those bonuses are coming or are being given to the farmers, one of the things that should happen should be they should be allocated. And if they're allocated, it has to pass through the parliament. But from what the MP Peter Salasya was asking, which means that the bonuses did not pass through the parliament. So he wanted to know the source, whether it is through parliament or through the exchequer, which is mean the central bank, or it is through the company, or from the profits that were made from the company. So that is also something that Peter Salasya wanted to know from the president. Another thing that also Peter Salasya spoke about is about the payslip and NSSF. You know, NSSF um, is a retirement benefit. And what usually happens if you're working, or you can decide as a private employer who is not employed by the government, you can pay NHSF. And this is a retirement benefit that you will get when you retire. So Peter Salasya raised a very good issue with the president about NSSF, that people have been contributing, but nobody has ever, if somebody has gotten that by like my higher percentage of Kenyans have not received the NSSF for those who have retired. And they continue to increase the NSSF payment or remittance, especially for the people who are employed. You know, Peter Salasya spoke about that. Peter Salasya also spoke about the payslip of the workers, and he was referring to the affordable housing. And affordable housing is one of the very brilliant idea that I would say president thought of, and is a very, very good idea, especially in a country. But there are some questions that we are asking, especially when it comes to affordable housing. To me, as Miguda, how are you doing?
Very, very fine, very fine. I'm back. I can hear you right now.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Laban Misiani, thank you so much for joining. And yes, putting the money into the pockets of Western Kenya. It is true, Laban. I agree with you 100%. But when I just want to uh, point out what Peter Salasya was saying, that where did the money come from? The bonuses, where did it come from? Because we was asking whether it came from exchequer or it was a profit that came from the uh, company, the Mumia. So it's good to put the money. So that is okay. So that's what I'm asking. So you can also let us know if you know where the profit was coming from. Bonus was coming from. So Miguda, thank you so much for coming back. I was just highlighting some of the events that what took place yesterday in Mumias, where Peter Salasya kind of like lectured the president on some issues that are affecting people. By the way, also there's a video also that has been done by Gaucho, the ghetto president, questioning Sifuna. That is also there in the internet. Anasema tumemuonea 18. I don't know what he meant by that. That is Gaucho. So Miguda, what is your view on Peter Salasya? Let me see. Labani say where the money came from will hunt him 27. Lakini wewe Laban. Lakini wamepokea. I saw wamepokea hiyo pesa. Miguda, what do you say about Peter Salasya yesterday with the president?
I just want to maintain what I said yesterday. I don't want to make any amendment of whatever I said because
Yeah,
Peter Salasya is a junior politician. Yesterday, Mr. President proved him wrong
yeah.
because Mr. President said that he just wanted the crowd to cheer at him, actually, which he get. But the question which Mr. President asked Salasya that amongst the crowd, are there any pay slips people there? But most of them are not people who are having pay slips. And the president said that I don't want to be cheered. As for him, he want to work for the people. If you want to measure yesterday's event between Salasya and Mr. President, Salasya got it very wrong. And Mr. President counter him
Yeah.
effectively. And if you want to ask where that money come from, that one I can say without any fear of any consequence that, in my view, I understand that it is the duty of the state. For instance, the duty of the state to ensure that economic and social rights are guaranteed to the people of Kenya. And whenever there's a sitting government in place, things like hospitals, buildings, things like construction of schools, roads, paying of teachers, paying of doctors, paying of farmers, sugarcane farmers, or maintaining our industries. That is the duty of the government. So whenever Mr. President has gone to that place and ensure that farmers have been paid, no need to ask him that question that where has that money come from, because it is the duty of the state to ensure that all the agricultural sectors, educational, health facility run swiftly without any interference. So that is their duty and their role. I just still want to maintain that Mr. Salasya got it wrong because he made a encounter in a very wrong manner, and he made Mr. President to look good and appear to the people he was talking to. He could have do it in other function, but not there.
So I want just to highlight some of the about the same bonuses. Sugarcane farmers have received the first bonuses ever since the sector in Kenya became commercialized in 1922. So the Kenya shillings, that was 150 million, first ever bonuses to farmers since commercialization of sugar sector in 1992. So this is what is happening. It was uh, 15,846 farmers from 4 counties benefited in the first round. The, the two highest paid farmers received between 342, 310,000 and 105, 281 Kenya shillings. So those are the highest. Somebody received that. That's a good money. You know, farmers benefited from Kenya shillings 117 billion debt waiver. There's a waiver that also I think President did, and 1.7 billion paid to farmers, and Kenya shilling 650 million paid to employees as a salary arrears. That's for Mumias. Kenya cut sugar imports to below 10% of annual demand. Farmers received 50% of Mumia Sugar Company annual rent bonuses. Farmers benefited from subsidized fertilizer of Kenya shillings 6 million Ken Development Fund. So that is what is there. Salasya must know Mbadi is treasury minister, accessory cabinet secretary. Yes. Uh, the people who voted for Raila receiving money from the president. That's politics. You know, Western people. So now let's bring out politics out of it. You know, when you look at the Mumia Sugar case, so many promises and bailout has always been done in this company. Remember when we were just headed to election, especially when Uhuru Kenyatta went and bailed out the Mumias. Yeah, I don't know, it was because of election purposes. Do you feel like the president was also doing this focusing on the 2027 general election, or he was doing as a state officer for, for his tour in Western Kenya? Okay.
What I want to say, when it comes to Mia's sugar,
Yeah.
not only Mia's sugar, but most of the sugar industries in the western region of the country,
Mm.
there have been issues with farmers, there have been issues with the industry, and also some internal affairs
Yeah.
of the people who are employed, and even with the debts. And Mr. President, even since independence, because we have talked about since 1922, is the first time farmers are receiving bonuses. Not only bonuses, but even there is no government, this all administration, which has written off the debts of the industry, particularly the sugar industry.
Mhm.
But last year, when Mr. President versus Western region, he told the people that he has written off all the debts in sugar company, that is Sony Sugar, be it Mumias or Moroni, Chairman, whatever, and they were, because the people, after the debts were written off, now he said that farmers will be paid.
Yeah.
But you can see now farmers are being given bonuses. It means now he has tried to reduce the waiver to the farmers, to be
Yeah.
specific, because farmers are the people who are working hard. At the same time, in the industries, there are no debts currently because it has set off. So there are two things he has done as the president,
Mhm.
other than bonuses to farmers. He also ensured that all the debts were written off. That's a very good progressive when it comes to particularly farming agriculture in the region,
Mhm.
because most of the people also do depend on that farming. When they have their sugarcane to the factory, then they're being paid. At least it's gonna give them morale and boost them so that they can work hard. And now they have at least hope that whenever we had our sugarcane the farm, we are going to be paid. That
Okay.
is that I can say that at least he has made a move which
Yeah.
many presidents have never made,
Yeah.
and where there is credit, let us give it due.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that, because like now, if what you're saying is true, and we also witness that, but you still find like with the bonuses that was given and the writing off of the debts and the arrears being cleared by the president, but still you find people do not focus on that, on what the president does, and people might be focusing on some other news, not on the real issues that has been done, even the bonuses that has been given to the farmers, and as compared to what Mr. Salasya did by questioning the president, where did you get the money from? Not even thanking him for giving that bonuses.
That's a very good question. First, I've told you that it is the role of the state or the state to ensure that economic and social rights are done within them, because it is the state that provide. And I've given you some example, like for example, issue of hospital, schools,
Yeah.
roads,
Mhm.
our engineers, our teachers, our doctors. It is the role of the state to ensure that they are being paid and also those people are being consulted.
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis the role of also state to ensure that farmers are also paid and also the industries are working in
Yeah.
progress. That is where Mr. President might have gotten that money. But what I want to respond to the issue of Salasa, Salasa is measuring on the minor and minoring on the major. The reason why Salasya has refused to acknowledge that, but he admitted that he thanked Mr. President for him because Mr. President has at least has paid farmers bonuses. That one in terms of it. But where he was drawing the line is now deviating himself from the real issue of farmers and the industry, but is now focusing on the health sector by quoting that she and Shaa is not working for the people. At the same time, he's quoting that the affordable houses are not good for the people. So he was trying to deviate himself from the real issue that Mr. President in the Western region. That's why I told you, in my view, when I want to compare the two people, Salasa is still a junior politician. The way he was trying to articulate Mr. President's issues. But that's when Mr. President responded firmly that Mr. Salasya is just looking for the crowd cheering, but he doesn't focus on whatever has been done. But it never opposed Mr. President when it comes to the issue of bonuses and the issue of reducing of. He only focused on other things like the She and Shaa. At the same time, he focused on the affordable housing because he's there to oppose as the opposition AMP. But that She, Shaa, or the affordable housing did not take Mr. President to the Western region. He was very specific that I'm going there to pay bonuses to the farmers, and that was the intention of that meeting. Now, as a young politician, he focuses on the things that has been on or criticizing the president. That's why Mr. President simply responded firmly that you are looking for crowd to cheer up to you, but that is not what brought me here. When come politics will come sometimes and we'll play. That's why Mr. President simply responded just like a junior politicians.
Mhm. But like when you look at Peter Salasya also raised things to do with pay slip, especially the affordable housing and NSSF, where he alluded that the majority of Kenyans do not receive that money when the time for retirement comes, but the money keep on increasing each and every day. They don't see that benefit. Do you agree with him on that, or he was just doing a populist politics?
Populist politics, still populist politics. I just want to maintain, I don't want to deviate from my firm stand. It's still
Mm,
populist because even yesterday it was a Monday. And if it was a Monday, I expect that all civil servants could be reporting to their duties if it was a Monday, it's not a weekend. But the crowd that were there,
mm,
majority of them, in my view, they are not civil servants. Majority of them do not have pay slips. By you appealing, trying to talk to the people who have pay slips or civil servant in a
yeah.
crowd whereby majority of them are maybe farmers or maybe are bodabodas or are Mwamboga, you are not adding any impact to that crowd. I still believe that's a populist politics that Peter Sasa was playing. It was not never genuine with the crowd.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, and we will keep on following up on what is happening. President is still in Western Kenya, and I know he will be visiting tomorrow. He will be visiting the Vihiga County and to launch the market at Luanda. As you know, Luanda market is a big market, by the way, because it connects Kisumu to Busia. It connects Kisumu to Busia. I think it also connects Kisumu to Siaya. It also connects Kisumu to Kakamega. You know, it's a central place, and Kisumu to Uganda. Yeah, yes, you know, because it goes all the way. So we will be also keeping an eye on that, and we will see the political how it will work. Now, Miguda, there's an issue here that also we want to discuss about the jobs for the boys. If you're very keen about each and every government that comes in place, they've always rewarded the political class that have been given the employment. You saw that by appointments that are made by the president. But on the other hand, the young people, especially who have expertise, we tend to export or take them to work in other countries. What is your take on that, bearing in mind that we saw the appointment of Aisha Jumwa and Millicent Omanga recently?
Young people in my view, according to the political class, they
Mm,
haven't reached a point whereby they should be appointed or they should be getting jobs in government. According to the political class, not according to me.
mhm,
Even if they are qualified, they just want them to do other things as they wait for the right time to come. And I don't know the right time. And
mhm,
because they usually tell us that you are the leaders of tomorrow, the future is tomorrow, but tomorrow is not forthcoming for their young people. And in my view, that's how they viewed it, and you cannot change their mind. The reason why they are appointing the political class people you've known like Aisha Juma
yeah.
is simply because, in my view, in Kenya is just about politics. In the morning, it's politics.
Mm,
Afternoon
mm,
politics, evening politics, at night politics. You must be strategic by appointing politicians in those positions. So whenever they have opportunity to address the people or to address the public, they'll simply articulate the policies of the government. That's why Ruto said that Gashaga was never articulating the policies of the government whenever we given a mic to speak. And he requested Kindiki that whenever you get an opportunity to have a mic to speak to the public, kindly the government.
Um,
That could be
mhm.
the reason why young people they are being excluded because they don't have a public image. They are not having any public figure whereby people can listen to them, people can pay attention to them. But for those people who already are that public figure are being
Mhm.
given opportunity so that they can simply serve the interests of the ruling class. That could be my submission.
So does this mean that, okay, for instance, let's say somebody like you, if you are given an opportunity to serve, because each and every ministerial or each and every department in government, they have those blueprints that you have to uh, talk about, or there's a blueprint of the government in question, yeah, or the government in administrative uh, purposes, or the government that is leading. And as a young person, if you're given a ministerial post, does it mean that you cannot articulate the issues? Yes, you gotten the qualification, or
I
because
can.
uh
I can, and that's why I begin that we can, but
mhm,
political class does not trust us because someone like me right now, if you appoint me into even to become a PS, because I'm qualified to be a PS in this country, if you appoint to become a PS, first, I'm not popular.
yeah,
Second, I'm not famous. People do not know me. People do not recognize it. I'm not being followed much by people. Like
mhm,
even if for instance, if I encourage Mr. President in Western region and I have a mic to speak, people might even not pay attention to me because I'm not popular, I'm not famous. But someone like Aisha Juma already is known all over, is
mhm,
widely known and is being followed. People like Joho, people like Wandai, people like Badi, there's people already they have made their names.
mhm.
That's why they are seeing it is very secure. The people have made their names. Unlike us, the young people who have not made our names, that's why they don't want to consider us. But on the other hand, I also see whereby other than that,
Yeah,
there's what we call connections.
mhm,
Connection, because if you are widely connected, if you have a tall relative in this government,
yeah,
no matter how old are you, if you want to get anything, you will get. Connection also matters, and also I can other than connection, there are other things that matters. Maybe a relative, such things they do matter at all. But for it to be based on the meritocracy,
mhm.
it is far-fetched. You cannot get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be true because I think it's also based on our politics. Makobura, how are you doing?
Yes, good evening. I'm okay. How are you doing?
We are managing fine.
Okay, hata mimi niko salama, nashukuru.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, asante sana kwa kukuja. Tulikuwa tunazungumzia yale maneno jana ilitokea sana sana katika ile ubishano kati ya rais na mbunge Peter Salasya, ambapo kuna baadhi ya vitu ambazo Salasya aliuliza president, uh, vitu kama affordable housing, tutaongea mambo ya Shaa is not working, the bonuses that was paid to farmers, where did it come from? You need to let us know. And there are also crowd who cheered Peter Salasya when he was talking about that. In a nutshell, what would be your take or your view on Peter Salasya exchange with the president?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think what I need to say about the comments of uh, Peter Salasya, uh, I would say that that was a bold move or a courageous move, but at the same time, I think the tone that he used and the choice of word that he used were okay until okay. I've heard people saying that he was attacking while defending, and I would say that if he wanted to take a stand of reminding the president all the uh, negative things which are happening within the government, or if he decided to tell the president about the sufferings of the people, he would have maintained that. He wouldn't have also, said at the other hand that the president is a God sent leader, such kind of comments were not okay to me. So I think and believe that if he wanted to remind the president of all the inabilities and all the things that he has done, which people are not happy with, he would have maintained that direction. But again, being that he's a young member of parliament and he is the only leader who stood up to at least, you know, tell the president that Shaa is not working and to also ask questions, that was a good move. Uh, I don't know whether to say that there was some sense of fear in him that probably maybe made him to at the same time, use some words that would make the president feel that he was not attacking at the same time.
Yeah.
If I was him, I am not him, but if I was him, I would have maintained and I would have told the president that Shaa is not working and he should not lie to the people of Kenya that is going to work any soon. People are currently dying because they are unable to access the critical health uh, services. He ought to have stood or stand by his comments, but not attacking and at the same time defending. But all in all, I can say, admit that that was a good move, being that he's a young politician and there were serious politicians, I mean, senior politicians over there, but when they stood, all they would say is to praise the president. And I think he did well. Yeah, from my side, I can say so.
Let me ask you, because this was a development tour forum for president, especially for people of Western Kenya. Because as a head of state, he was coming to launch some projects and even gave like bonuses, which has never been given since 1922, for ever since, And the same time, there are so many issues that the country is grappling with, as talking about the Shaa and even the affordable housing. Yeah, and people have taken side. There are those who felt or those who feel that Salasya has done a good job, and there are those who feel that the way he addressed the head of state was not the right way. Do you think, especially with the payment of the bonuses, whereby the highest got almost like 300,000 to 400,000 Kenya shillings? Do you think we should give president credit for that? Because it has never happened.
Oh no, there's not. To me,
Yeah.
that was a clever move by the president to try legitimize all the things that he's tried doing
Mm.
in his quest to, convincing the people of Western that he's articulating all those things that he had promised.
Yeah.
From where I stand, I wouldn't say that what Peter Salasya, member of parliament, did was wrong.
Yeah.
I think that is his role as a member of parliament, and he need to. Part of his role is what he was doing,
Yeah.
and anyone who's saying that what he did was wrong, no, he had the right as a legislator to remind the president about all those things which are not happening on the ground because ni wao wako, mashinani. They're the people who interact with the people at the local side, but not the president. So it was his role, of course, to remind the president that what were ground, they're not happy with the Shaa and all these other things. But again, I think we can acknowledge the fact that for the first time, those people got some bonuses. That's a good move. But to me, and what I've been seeing in this government,
Yeah.
it was just a show off, or it was just, I mean, something that was just being done to somehow show the legitimacy or the care that the president has for the western part, it was a political move. To me, if you ask me, that is what I'll that's how I'll.
Why do you insist that is a political move, yet this is the head of state who is touring the area and launching the projects? Apart
If
from it being political, because paying bonuses. Because let me just share with you something really quick for me to say that, okay, should we look it in another angle that the president really did? Let me just check something here about what happened yesterday, especially what president did yesterday. So this is what president did. um, the Kenya shillings 150 million first ever bonuses to farmers since commercialization of sugarcane sector in 1922. So one 15,846 farmers from 4 counties benefited in this round. Two highest paid farmers received Kenya shillings 342,000 and 310, and the other one received 105,281 hundred. That is what they got. Then the farmers benefited from Kenya shillings 117 billion debt waiver. That is Kenya shillings 1.7 billion paid to farmers and 650 million paid to employees as salary arrears. So yeah. So those are some of the things that the president waived, and the arrears, as compared to those farmers. If you're not looking at it in terms of politics, does it mean that there the president has really done a good job?
And that is why I said that I would look at it in two perspective. One, in the political side,
Mhm.
if you had the comments of the speakers in that, uh, those who got the opportunity to speak, majority of them were, praising the president. Majority of them were reminding the president how they are going to support him. How 2027, actually, some of them are speaking about the coming election and how they are going to stand with the president. Majority of them, if you watched, even today, if you watched the clips of those who managed to speak.
Yeah.
So partly I would say that, remember, the problem we are having politically, the president is having problem with the people of Mount Kenya in this manner politically. It is a fact that there's a possibility of him not getting the same percentage of voters that he got or support that he got during the 2022 general election, and is trying to somehow convince the people of Mount Kenya that he's still with them by giving them several appointments. But remember, there's a good number of them who have taken a stand that they're no longer going to support the president in the coming general election. So the president has moved to the western region and to the Luo Nyanza or the Nyanza region to try solidify that area and to convince them that, as much as they did not support him in the 2022 general election, he has their back and is ready. And according to him,
Yeah.
he's taking development in those areas. So partly, uh, he is trying to consolidate the western part and the Nyanza region so that politically
Yeah.
it would benefit him. But again, on the other side, remember, when you're trying to consolidate politically as a region, you will most of times try to do things to place that area so that at least they would give you an audience. So part of seeking that audience or seeking that time for the people of western part is doing something that has never been done. But what maybe you would then ask is there a possibility of the president continuing with giving bonuses? If we see it in the first, that was the first time. If you see it in the second, the third, or the fourth time, then possibly we would have a genuine reason to say that the president is truly out there to ensure that is truly out there to ensure that He focuses on the mandate part of it. Remember, while going for that position, he talked about the issues of sugar and everything. But maybe that is the first thing that I might say that the president has fulfilled. Only if I see the second round of people getting the bonuses and getting his attention the way they did. I think that's how I look at it in that two perspective or two angles. You're muted.
I think there's a technical issue with my camera together with the audio. They are not synchronizing well, and I'm trying to work on it. So sometimes I might disappear from the screen, and yeah, that is so. Let's come also and look into perspective. Something that I was discussing with Miguda about rewarding for the political loyalties, especially with each and every administration. And we don't want to castigate this administration, but this administration has taken the path that each and every politician has always done when it comes to employment, whereby they recycle the old leaders and the young people are being exported out of the country to work. Yet some of them are very, very much qualified. If you compare to the positions that were given to Aisha Jumwa and Millicent Omanga.
That is not a good move, if you ask me. Of course, I understand the fact that employment and people having job opportunities, everyone has that right. But from where I see it, any government that cares about its citizen, any government that cares about the future of its youths,
Yeah.
automatically ensure that they give their youths an opportunity to get exposed in the field of employment and also to get exposed in the field of in the field of employment. Remember, young people, as we've been always told, that they're the future leaders and they need to interact. They need to get these opportunities so that they can familiarize themselves with all these with these uh, roles, so that in the near future, when these our fathers or parents should be exiting, then they would have had enough experience to spearhead the running of the country. So I think that was not a good move, and I believe, and I would say that it's not a good move because it is so uh, it is so unfair for the youth of the Republic of Kenya who are very much or well educated to be denied job opportunities. And they say old or people who have been in politics, people who have wealth, people who have companies, people who can manage and run their own companies to ensure that they even expand their employability in their companies. The people who are still being nominated, recycled. Some of them even have cases, you know, very serious cases, and they're given opportunity to, uh, run very serious dockets within the government. I think this is unfair to the youths, and part of this is what the youths or made the youths to go out of the field to ensure, to remind the government that they've been forgotten. And with this kind of moves, to me, the government is not solving the issue of unemployment among the youths. The government is not even solving the problems or the cries of the youths. But instead, what the government is doing is they've totally forgotten the youth, and the youth are on their own. It is what they should expect is that a learned, idle youth, of course, whenever they get time, they will always think about negative things. And that is when we'll start seeing the youths coming out to fight for their rights, because they would then get to a point where they'll start asking themselves so many questions. Some of them will get into depression. Some of them would start getting into drug dealing. Some of them would get into things which are not really right, just because they have everything that it takes to get employment, but they are not given the opportunity. You are muted.
I think I need to fix. I'm trying level best to make sure that the image is synchronizing with the sound. There's a problem on my side, so we will try. If not, we will apologize and maybe end the show. But I want to ask you before we end the show. You know, you've talked about the youth, but I'm looking at it historically. If you look at how each and every administration has come, not even the government, even in those various ministerial posts, you know, or those departments whereby the political class have been appointed to, they tend not um, to 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 employ Kenyans, some of them Kenyans with good quality, not good quality, but I wanted to talk about Kenyans with good qualification. But you will find that the 100% or not 100 but 99%, there's that connection between the political class, you know, so and so this is my son to my son, or a son is a sister. There's a way in which they are connected in a way. Yeah. So even this one puts off or cut off Kenyans who are qualified to handle those positions. Yeah. It's not only the youths. I don't know whether you're looking at it that way. Because for instance, let's look for instance, when we are talking of the board of directors of a particular company, you know, so I'm not kind of like demeaning Honorable Isa Jumwa, but there are Kenyans with the expertise on that field, not even the youth, but even um, great Kenyans who have never got an opportunity to be employed, who can make good decisions based on expertise. They're left out. But you find like they are those employment usually comes on the political class, you know. So
If you see,
yeah, go ahead.
if you see, part of the reasons why this government has failed, or the first time that appointment were made, and the people of Kenya had raised several questions,
Mm.
is because of what you're trying to explain. Majority of people who are given opportunity within the cabinet docket
Yeah.
did not have the qualification to run those dockets. Majority of them do not have the expertise and the exposure in, in handling those dockets. And that is why we saw several ministries failed. And the youths and the people of Kenya came out to say that kindly send all these people home.
Yeah.
If you can remember, majority of those cabinet secretaries would come out and, instead of, for example, speaking on behalf of their government and their dockets, majority of them did not have the clue of what was happening under their dockets. And if you can remember, the president came out and said that it is so unfortunate that our cabinet secretaries are not even aware of what is happening under their ministries, and that he had all the information more than what they had, despite the fact that he is the president and is supposed to oversee all other dockets, but people who are responsible were not given the opportunity.
Yeah.
And so this raises serious questions.
Yeah.
That is why we are having problems as the people of Kenya, and we are saying that it is so unfair for a government elected by the people to continue circling people with people who lack the necessary experience, the necessary education in certain, fields, to be given appointment to lead dockets where they know nothing about it, just because they were political allies, just because either one or two of them contributed money for campaign, just because either one or two of them came out
Mm-hmm.
during the campaigns and said that they're supporting the president. I think this issue of supporting or giving opportunities to individual based on the relationship that you have with them,
Yeah.
based on the political the political stance that they have.
Yes.
I think this is not a good thing, and that is why, as a country, we are not really doing well. because we've taken much of our time trying to defend, or we've taken much of our time trying to employ our friends and our relatives and our tribe, even if they don't have what it takes. We've given too much, the leadership of this country have given too much power to their close friends, too much power to their close relatives, tribesmen, and those people with no clue on how government should be run are the people at the forefront making decisions. You cannot expect anything positive to come out of that. And that is why we are having even the PA of the president being powerful even more than cabinet secretaries or even the deputy president. We've had instances where members of cabinet secretaries, we've had instances where even the deputy president had come out to say that is being controlled even by the PA, is being controlled by even close allies of the president. Some of them are members of parliament controlling the deputy president. So these are the things that if we come out as a people and we call them out, possibly we will have serious people running the government and serious people advising or giving the right advice. You cannot expect anything positive if you had, for example, what Sudi had to say about the elections of 2027. Just because he's a member of parliament and is close to the president, he had the capacity to come out and tell the people that, remember, he's speaking to the citizens, more than 30 million people, and telling them that even if you don't vote him in, we will still manufacture votes. That is why we have members of parliament like Farah Malim coming before the president and reminding the president that if they are not supporting you, he even abuses the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. So that is the mistake that we have. And those people who abuse on behalf of the president possibly would be given opportunities no matter what, whether they have the capability of running those dockets. Just the fact that they stood up and maybe abused people on behalf of the president, automatically that gives them a leeway to be appointed in these big positions.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Makobura. I think you're seeing what is happening. I don't know what is happening with my connection. There's a time like my camera just goes uh, black, and I need to check on it. And that one makes that we might not continue with the show. But before we close, let me take this opportunity to thank Gibson Connor. Thank you so much for joining. Judith, Laban, Tilen, thank you so much for your support. Tomorrow we'll be having Mujuku all the way from Jacaranda. Tunataka kusikia maoni yake kuhusu abduction, kuhusu everything. So because also he doubles up like the son of Uhuru Kenyatta, he usually says that. And also we want to know, according to him, because there are these rumors within the corridors that Uhuru Kenyatta is um, supporting Matiang'i's bid, and that's why he made the comments about the Gen Z. So tomorrow Mjukuu will be here. Tutasikia sauti ya ground kutoka Jacaranda. I've spoken to him. He has assured me that he will be here. So let's tomorrow be here and listen to the voice of Jacaranda, bunge la wananchi. And thank you so much for your support. Makobura also, thank you so much for everything. And everyone, thank you so much. And we are very sorry because Makobura cannot host by himself. I could have gone for more than this, but I have to work on the camera and the sound. I think they're not synchronizing. Something might be wrong somewhere. So once again, thank you so much, and may God bless you. As I see you tomorrow, may God bless you big time.